So I just decided to order me some parts. More parts. Let's see what we ordered. Hopefully it makes it better. The Jeep, that is. The Gladiator. Oh yeah. 513 gear set. I've never done. Oh wait. There's more. And the front and rear truss. And I found the thing online that has step-by-step instructions. I'm going to go through this tool list, see if I have everything. I did buy a new tool, and I borrowed a tool. I bought a bearing race seal installer tool, or bought one, and I borrowed one of them little things with the dials. I don't remember what it's called right now. So I'm going to go through this and see if I have all the tools I need. Let's get them all laid out, and then start taking this thing apart. I had to recruit some help to lift the axle. The axle's out. Pretty much disconnected everything, wire tied everything up so it wouldn't fall. That's a lifesaver right there. I even wire tied the springs up. Got the differential, the fluid draining. Guess it looks good still. So I'll go into that. I gotta take all this off, take this bracket off, take all this apart. I gotta take everything apart. I'm not taking the knuckles off. They'll be fine. I didn't do the C. I'm not jumping it or nothing. I think we'll be fine. But a buddy of mine told me to go ahead and do the trusses. So I'm doing that. So I think all this stuff will be fine doing the trusses. I don't know. I might make a call tomorrow and see what somebody else says. But we're getting there. The front one's up on the bench. Dirty. Alright. Torque and ring gear bolts to 150, 145. Sucks. There's my contraption. The strap tightened around there. Held it just right. So I'll have to do that again on the back. But that one's done. Ready to go. I gotta get a puller for tomorrow. So I can pull the dead off. Put the truss on. Here's part of it. I don't like where that one sits. I don't know what they did. I don't know if this needs cut lower or what, but you can't get that in and out with the truss on. And once you weld the truss on, it's done. So I'm gonna call Aztec tomorrow. Talk to them about that. Almost like the whole thing is just too high. I'm just gonna cut it down. Cut a little bit off each side. Well, I'm gonna call them, send them pictures. Well, I'll get some more tools and continue tomorrow, or in 2 seconds for you. Alright, so it's been a little bit since I videoed. Kind of just taking my time because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I got all the truss welded on. Don't look too close. Stay back. They're alright. Some of them are better than others. I'll do a better job on the next one. Hopefully. But I painted all the truss with weld through paint. Painted all the spots I was going to weld. I did it with the seals and everything still in. So hopefully they didn't mess up. But what I did mess up was I broke this little thing for the diff vent. And that is a kind of pain in the butt to get out. You got to kind of punch it out from the inside because it's like a press-in thing. But you can buy another one from Jeep. So I got one of them coming tomorrow. My plan was to tap it out to 1/4 inch national pipe thread and just put a fitting in there. But the bit that they give you, let me show you. The hole was already bigger. So what I was scared about is tapping that out and it not catching on the threads. Now the tap wouldn't technically fit in there. It would have definitely threaded some of it, but I just said I'll just wait. So now I gotta finish. Got the new gears installed. And another thing I messed up is I forgot to put the red Loctite on these, so I had to take them all back apart and re-Loctite them because I thought there was yellow stuff on there. I called a buddy and he said I will just do re-Loctite them. I said, yeah, good idea. So I'm going to try to get these gears set up, and then make sure when you put the caps back on, the arrows are facing out. This one I just left it sit like that, so that has to go. That keeps the locker thing from spinning. But I'm learning. I'm doing a shitty job. I bought the wrong truss. Don't look at that weld. That's real bad. I had to cut that down and stuff like that. Hopefully it works out. I might grind it down smooth a little bit and paint it. It's terrible bad. But some of them aren't bad at all. They look like they penetrated. So it was a long, well, apparently I forgot a spot, but too late now. I must have had that already wrapped up. Yeah, that looks terrible. Do not look at that. But we're getting there. I don't know why the welds grow sometimes. Tell me why the welds grow. Like you get done welding and it all of a sudden goes. So it does that. That's what's happening here. I don't know if it's dirt. I got something set wrong. But steel to steel, I'm not terrible on welds. Like this is to cast and that's not terrible. But I'm not a welder. As long as it holds. But my strive is to get better. I just don't 100% know what I'm doing wrong. So if I'm not busy next winter, my plan is to take a welding class next winter so I can at least learn what I'm doing wrong. That way I can get better. So let's get back to work. Well, I got the front one done, back in, and the Jeep turned around. I'm priming the truss with weld through primer. I got the back axle out. I got the weld through primer on here, one coat. We'll do the next coat and we'll keep going. That's a lot of work to do this one. Not terrible, just a lot of work. It'll get done now. Back at it today. Got the barn warming up. I got the doors open now because I'll tell you what I did. So I got this preheating. That's the biggest thing I can find to preheat it. The bottom's up to 200 and some degrees already. Let's see. Yeah, 200 degrees. So now preheat the top. I really don't have to preheat the bottom. I'm just trying to heat the whole thing. So, but don't flip it over and get oil on top of the heater. Then it stinks. That's only up to 120 something. So we're up to 200 on that. So I'll keep doing that to heat it. I was using a torch on the front, but I think this will make it a little easier. We'll see. But we'll let that get up to at least 200 and go from there. It's getting there. It's getting there. Alright, it's welded and it's in the blanket, staying warm. We're going to leave that like that till tomorrow just because I probably by tonight I won't want to mess with it. So next is taking the ring gear off. But to do that, you got to take this locker part off. And to do that, you got to take this bearing off. There's only 15,000 miles on these bearings, so I probably wouldn't replace them. I don't know, I guess since you're in there. So I don't have a tool to get this off or that one. The only thing I wish I had is one of those tools. I'll put it up here on the screen for you. So I'm gonna just pretty much use a grinder. I'll cut the cage, separate it, and then I use a magnet to collect all those, and then get down inside. You don't want to drop it in there. Plus, it was easier. So let's do that. Now that I got that off, you can pull this off. Pretty dirty in there. Only 15,000 miles. I think I'm gonna change the oil on the new one every 8 or every 10,000. We'll set that aside and cover it. And clean this. And that's how the locker works. That magnetic thing presses down on this. locks the locker. There you go. That's how the locker works. Now I can do this one. Gotta do this one the same way, and then we'll do ring gear. So let me get this one off. And while I'm doing this one don't really need taking off. But I'm just gonna replace it because it only takes that long to do it. It's not that bad once you get the hang of it. Biggest thing is make sure you don't cut too deep. That way you don't score this at all. And I did not. So we're looking good. Looking good there. Now we'll do the next one. Alright, so as you can see, this was one that was hard to get out. You get like 2 or 3 chances with the 15 millimeter on these. I don't know why, if they're like cone shaped or something, but you get like 2 or 3 chances, and if you spin it all, I had to beat on a 9/16. I had to beat on a 9/16 to get that to come out, and I had to heat up the side of the ring gear. So now I am heating up the ring gear. That way it expands a little bit and falls right on this. We'll get that next. Well, we had a new project come in the shop in the middle of doing these gears. Sometimes you just gotta stop what you're doing. Help out Toyota. I'm gonna grind it down, but we had to weld the bumper back on the Toyota. I hit a table leg and it fell off. Alright, set up the contraption again for the rear. We're going to torque the ring gear bolts. Alright, it's time to put the rear end back in. It is all buttoned up and ready to go. Painted. Yeah, the diff cover is still dirty. It didn't get painted. I wasn't cleaning it off. It'll be fine. So we'll throw that back in. And then bolt everything up. Put some weight on it. Torque everything down. Put the drive shaft back in. Speaking of drive shaft, come on. Come over here. So here's the original weird drive shaft torque. I can't remember what they call it. Super torque or I can't remember. Torques, not torque. So they said these strip out pretty easy. I was able to get them off with a little. I just used the 3/8 impact and spun them off. But I bought these. The only thing is, those are good for an 8-point socket. So this one was a 5/16 8-point socket. So I'm just going to put that socket. They only torqued a 30 foot-pound. So I'll link that in the description below. So we'll get this all back together. Go for a test drive. I can't wait because I don't want to do this shit again. I get to use my hoist. Check it out. Alright, I'm at my 500-mile oil change. I ordered me a bigger diff cover. This was bare aluminum. And the one they had, it came with a dipstick, sight glass right there, but I didn't get the sight glass. I didn't get the dipstick either. This does have the plug on this side for the fill, or for the, when it runs out there, it's full. And then this is the fill, and that's for the sight glass. And there's a drain plug, magnetic drain plug, and it comes with a little washer to help seal it. I just taped all that stuff off of the surfaces and painted it black because I didn't like the one. They got a black one, but this was all bare. I don't want to see that. Comes with spacers for the sway bar because that sticks out a little farther than stock. And with all new bolts, I don't really like that they're the Allen head or yeah, Allen head. I'd rather have the regular ones, but it'll be alright. I'll use all those because they're a little longer and they fit down in there. So I just went ahead and painted it. Let's get it put on. The gears look good in there. The oil looks good. A little bit of metal stuff. I ran a magnet around in there. There's barely any on it. So I'll keep an eye on this plug. Probably change it again at no more than 10, but we'll get it. All right, the gears are done. Been driving around a little bit. I don't go too bad. I think it was about, I have the pictures, 20, almost 2,500 RPM or something like that. I'll just put the picture up. RPM at 70 miles an hour. And then I also got a picture of the RPM at 60 miles an hour. It does get the 7th and 8th gear pretty fast now, so it's pretty good. I pulled my trailer this weekend with it on the highway and everything. Doesn't really go to 8th gear much with the trailer unless it's downhill and a tailwind. But it stays in 7th gear, goes to 6th gear. I'm also in Ohio, so it's pretty flat here. Mile per gallon wise, about 13. I would say you maybe get 14 if you're pretty easy on it and not windy and everything like that. About 70 miles an hour. But it's not too bad. So, thanks for watching this one. Have a good night. See ya.